Svasa Prasvasa. So today we are seeing 2.18, the concept of Svasa, Prasvasa, Vayu, Prana, Upaprana, Shat Chakras, and etc. according to the Hatha Yoga books. And all other, whatever is there, the relative, where it may be Yoga Sutras, in all the text, we are seeing what is mentioned about all this. First one, Svasa Prasvasa. Tasmin sati Svasa Prasvasayoho Gati Vichedaha Pranayamaha. Tasmin sati means one who have established in the previous Sangha. Svasa Prasvasa means inhalation and exhalation. You are controlling your inhalation and exhalation by Gati Vichedaha, by interrupting or directing or redirecting its flow. Is known as pranayama or the breath regulation. If you see here, when we do pranayama, our natural pattern is different. Inhale, exhale. What we are doing, inhalation 5 seconds, retention 20, and exhalation 10 seconds. Otherwise, what we do 5:5 inhalation and exhalation, 5:8 in inhalation and exhalation. So what we are doing, we are gati vichedaha, we are changing its direction. And we are controlling our inhalation and exhalation. That is called as pranayama. In Hatha Yoga, what they mentioned, chale vate chalam chittam. Nichale nichalam bhavet. Wherever the air goes, there your mind goes. The asana has been done. Pranayama is a cessation of the movement of inhalation and exhalation. We'll see. After he has perfected yama, niyama, and asana sufficiently, the aspirant should take up the pranayama. This is the very, very important line. After he got perfected, without getting perfected of yama, niyama, you cannot do asana. It is not as per the Ashtanga Yoga. Once you get perfected in the asana, then you have to take up the pranayama. It is a cessation of inhalation and exhalation. There is neither Rechaka nor Puraka. There is only Kumbhaka. Maharishi Patanjali has not used the word Puraka, Kumbhaka, and Rechaka. That is mentioned in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. What he is saying? Generally, Patanjali has not used Puraka, Rechaka, and Kumbhaka. What he has used, Bhaya Vritti, Abhyantara Vritti, Stambha Vritti, Bhaya Abhyantara Vishayakshepi. These are the 4 pranayams according to the Patanjali. It should be noted that pranayama is not deep breathing. What is pranayama? It is not a deep breathing. Similarly, retention of breath once only as long as one can do it. So it is not the way of pranayama. See, retention of the breath, it is like as long as one can do it. Prana means breath, ayama means lengthening or widening through control. The controlling the vital life energy, prana, is known as pranayama. When breathing is controlled so as to retain the breath, it is pranayama. See, just they are mentioning, I think you can understand by reading it. The ultimate aim of pranayama to attain the return of breath, kumbhaka. There are 3 types of pranayama, namely Puraka, Rechaka, and Kumbhaka. The 4th type is Kevali Kumbhaka, means he is saying according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Kevali Kumbhaka is of 2 types, they say Antara and Bhaya. Again, in Kevali, they say it's a 2, Antara and Bhaya. Retention of breath brings about certain conditions in the brain. What happens if you do the retention? a certain change in the spinal cord as well as in the physical body. Pranayama influences the nervous system and thereby the brain. It does not have much to do with the lungs. Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka produce different effects in the body, thus stopping the breath either inside or outside is the meaning of the pranayama. Again, they have mentioned Bhaya Abhyantara Stambha Vritti Deshakala Sankhyabihi Paradusto Dirgha Sukshmaha. Three kinds of pranayama they have mentioned, as I told: internal, external, and retention. Bhaya Vritti, Abhyantara Vritti, and Stambha Vritti. Its modifications either external or internal or motionless are regulated by. See, external means Bhaya, Abhyantara means internal, motionless means Kumbhaka, Stamba, regulated by what? Place, time, number, either long or short. Dirgha Sukshmaha. Pranayama is external, internal, or suppressed, regulated by place, time, and number, and becomes prolonged and subtle. So, previous sutra they are explaining here. Pranayama has three stages: Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka. Practice depends on the place of the practice, whether it is tropical or the temperature climate. It also depends on the local diet. How it is depends? See, this is very important. Suppose if you are in tropical region, we do little cooling pranayams because of the temperature. If person in Himalayas, can you do the cooling pranayams? What is do? You do all vigorous pranayams, all dynamic like Kapalabhati, Bastrika to increase the heat. If you do the same thing here, if somebody does 15 minutes of Kapalabhati in Himalayas, the same thing can we do here in the summer? So that's why place is very important. Time means the relative duration of Puraka, Rechaka, and Kumbhaka means the time of the year or the season. Here, either it may be one thing, time means the duration, and it's also the time which season. Summer we have to do few, and in the winter we have to do. Sankhya means number. It means number of rounds. Most of the text, if you see in the Upanishad, they have mentioned it 80 kumbhakas. 3 times a day or 4 times a day, they have mentioned. This is determined by the number of mantras or the unit of time. Thus, pranayama is regulated by desha, kala, and sankhya. The quality depends upon the number of rounds. Ultimately, it becomes prolonged and subtle. All these three stages, namely Puraka, Kumbhaka, Rechaka, must be prolonged. The pranas are prolonged in this way and retention is increased. Thus, the process becomes subtle. What is the fourth one? Bhaya Abhyantara Vishaya Kshepi Chaturtaha. The fourth pranayama is that which transcends the internal and external object. Patanjali says observing this incoming and outgoing breath is the fourth pranayama. You can make it as Kevali Kumbhaka. In the fourth type of pranayama, you do not have to do either Antara or Bahiranga Kumbhaka. As realization dawns, the distinction between breath in and out falls away. There is exactly like the description in Bhagavad Gita where it is said that apana should be joined with prana and prana joined with apana. Thereby, the students stop the incoming and outgoing sensation by joining the ingoing breath with the outgoing breath. So, this is what happens in the fourth. Yesterday, I think yesterday or not yesterday, in the last class or the previous class, we discussed about prana apana. What happens? I think talking about the bandhas. Here also, in Bhagavad Gita also, they have mentioned the same. Secondly, the ingoing breath should be joined. See, this is like theory, just you listen. Uh, should be joined with the outgoing breath itself. Thirdly, at the same time, you should do kumbhaka. The sensation should not be allowed to penetrate. The outer experience of the object should be left outside, and the inner samskaras or experience should be left inside. The outer manifestation should not let inside, and the inner samskara should not be allowed to manifest outside. This is the fourth one. There is one more perception. Maharshi Vyasa has started that this is a subtle stage where the breathing stops automatically. Stambha Vrutti. What is saying about fourth? Automatic retention, what we call as Kevali. Concept of Prana Vayu. Prana means life force, Ayama means to control.
1 minute again. In Vayu, this is very, very important. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Pranayama definition, Asana definition, very, very, very important. By heart, you should know the actual meaning behind this. Bus. This is only the knowledge part of it, the perception, the conception. Yes, proceed.
Concept of Prana Vayu as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Prana plus Ayama. Prana means life force, vital energy. Ayama means to control. Life here means movements. Physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. The study of pranayama is to gain control over all the movements. This is according to the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Prana refers to the life force or the vital energy which is responsible for all the functions, physical, mental in the human being. Ayama refers to the ability to control your body by stretching and expanding or elaborating. Here, pranayama is defined as breath control. Control of prana is through the control of breath. Breath is a source of prana or the vital life force. Breathing is a continuous process from the time of birth to the time of death. It is the indication of life. If you see, we can control over the rhythm of the pranic energy with pranayama and attain healthy body and mind. Hatha Yoga mentions pranayama to be the param tapa, highest form of tapa. In Hatha Yoga, pranayama is associated with kumbhaka retention. See here, very good point. See, from birth to death, we are doing breathing, right? See, I think this topic's already covered. I'm going little fast. But it is called as indication of life. But if you see, we call it as rhythmic breathing. Whether if we have that rhythm, it's fine. If it is unrhythmic breathing, then you have to change its rhythm. Why the rhythm of the breath will change? Because of the food. What the food may be air, water, food, thought. Thought is also a food you are giving to your brain. So it may be any kind of food. And due to the postures also, if you are sitting in this way for a long time, what happens? Automatically your breath will change. So the many factors which change your rhythm of the breath. According to Hatha Yoga, pranayama is mentioned as param tapa, the highest form of tapa. Means see how important they have given to this kumbhaka. Svasa prasvasa, breathing, puraka rechaka means inhalation, exhalation, kumbhaka retention. This is a process. Very three important terminology. Pranayama involves three. Puraka inhalation, active part of the breathing. Rechaka exhalation, passive process of the breath or relaxation phase. Kumbhaka retention, breath control involving retention of the breath. Here this kumbhaka may be bhaya or abhyantara. Bhaya means outside, after exhalation you will hold. Abhyantara means after inhalation, means after puraka you will do the hold. Prerequisites of pranayama. So This is posture or asana being established. The yogi, master himself, having control over the body, taking a balanced diet, should practice pranayama instructed by Guru. See what he is saying again. Posture or asana. Generally, asanas are called as postures. Being established means once you get perfection in that, a yogi who is master by himself, having control over the body. Means how you get control over the body? By getting perfection in the asanas, and who is taking balanced diet. There is lot of restrictions if you do kumbhaka, even in the diet. Then you should practice pranayama. How? As per the instructions given by the Guru. Relationship between breath and mind. Respiration being disturbed, the mind becomes disturbed. What I said, chale vate, chale chittam, nichalam bhavet. By restraining the respiration, the yogi gets steadiness of mind. Thus, yogi should restrain Vayu air. When prana moves, see, chale vate, chalam chittam, nichalam bhavet. When prana moves, chitta, the mental force moves. When prana is without movement, chitta is without movement. Interconnection of mind and prana and their controlling through pranayama. Now understood how Kumbhaka will help you. In what way it will help you? This is how Kumbhaka will help to control the mind. Importance of pranavayu. So, as long as the breathing happens, the air stays in the body. It is called as life. Death consists in the passing out of the breath. Therefore, necessity to retain the breath. What is saying? Inhalation is life, exhalation is death.
Usually we say in the last stage of the person who dies, he breathes last. Instead of saying he has died, we say he has breath is last. That is the last breath. That is a very colloquial and good way of saying, instead of saying that he has died. I know, Abhinav?
Yes, sir.
He breath is last. That is the way
Even
of
they say he is in his last breath.
yes, that also is there.
See here.
For your information of everybody, Mahamrityunjaya Japam should be recited by the children when their father or mother is in the hospital. This is a very example which I have experienced myself, not to my mother, but my mother's sister. I told the children, wherever you are, you recited 108 times in your mind. Though you may be doing any work, in your mind you should be. Okay.
The name itself, it suggests Mahamrityunjaya. Whoever does this,
Come out of the process of the death.
yes.
The cucumber comes out.
सर और एक बार बताएगा
हाँ
और एक बार
മഹാമൃത്യുഞ്ജയ ജപം ജപിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പേരൻസിന്റെ മക്കളെ റിസൈറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. അവരെവിടെ ഹോസ്പിറ്റലാണെങ്കിൽ ദ ഡെത്ത് ഈസ് ഇമിനന്റ്, ബട്ട് ഡെത്ത് ഷുഡ് ബി വെരി പാസീവ് ആൻഡ് വെരി സൂതിങ്, നോട്ട് സഫറിംഗ് ഡെത്ത്. ഓക്കെ, proceed.
Here, Kumbhakas Pratah Madhya Dinesaye Madhyaratre Cha Kumbhakan. See, Kumbhakas should be performed gradually 4 times during a day and night. That is morning, noon, evening and midnight. Till the number of Kumbhakas for one time is 80. For a whole day and night is 320. Just imagine we are talking about what 16, 64 and 32. In that ratio, if you do one Kumbhaka, how much time it takes? Almost 112 seconds, 2 minutes. So 80 minutes, 80 Kumbhakas means you are almost taking 2.5 hours to do one time, 80 Kumbhakas. And every 8 hours you have to do this. 4 times a day. Total 320 kumbhakas. Just imagine how much time they spend on kumbhakas. See, this is, I think we have seen in the last class. In the beginning, you get perspirations, means the sweat. In the middle stage, curing means shaking. In the third stage, the steadiness. Then the breath should be made steady and motionless. Like we have seen, no, what is that? 12, 48, and 24 is the lower one. 16, 64, and 32 is the middle one. And 20, 80, and 40 is the upper one. Just as lions, elephants, tigers are controlled by and by, so the breath is controlled by slow degrees. Otherwise, by being hasty or using too much force, it kills the practitioner himself. Beautifully said. What he's saying, if you see in the circus or anything, all these lions, elephants, they were controlled. How? If you go and tell, you, Mr. Lion, you have to listen to me, otherwise I'll punish you. Will the lion listen? Or if you do forcefully hit the lion or the tiger, will they listen to you? Similarly, what he's saying, if you be too much forceful, it kills the practitioner himself, you know. Anyway, Vasant is coming very soon. So anybody want to start Kumbhakas, they can start in Vasant Rutu. So here, see, I am not telling this, Hatha Yoga, but Deepika is telling that. What Hatha Yoga is saying, you have to do it very slowly. If you are doing it very as you are using forcefully, then it kills the practitioner himself. It is right. So you have to be very kind towards your body. Wow, nadis and prana, beautiful
Respect
concept.
your age. Respect your age and respect your body and mind. I am not allowed to sit down. I am having osteoarthritis. Accept it. There are many senior yogacharyas who are not able to sit down in Maharashtra. Okay.
Nadis and prana. The word nadi derived from the root word nad, means to flow. When the nadis are full of impurity, Vayu does not enter them. See here, in the kitchen, there is a blockage in the pipe. Will the water flow? Will the water flow? What you have to do, you have to clean the blockage. Similarly, when nadis is full of impurities, then Vayu does not enter. That's why what we do Nadi Shuddhi. What is Nadi Shuddhi? If there is a festival comes, what you do? You clean your house. Similarly, in the Nadi Shuddhi, it will clean your nadis. How many nadis are there? According to Hatha Yoga or Goraksha, Shatkam, 72,000. Shiva Samhita, 3,50,000. And important are 10 nadis, Goraksh Samhita and Siddhanta Paddhati. What are that? 10 nadis. Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. What is Ida? Left nostril is Ida, right nostril is Pingala. The central channel is called Sushumna. Left channel is Ida, right is Pingala, and central channel is Sushumna. After the class, please remind me about this Ida, Pingala, Sushumna, and Meenan sir said about Mahamrutyunjaya Mantra. No? Once remind me anyone. Next, Gandhari, left eye. What you can see, no, Gandhari in Mahabharata? So it's related to the left eye.
1 minute, Abhinav. Special thanks to Usha for having typed this. Having typed, and you have to remember it. This is the easiest way of remembering it. Left eye, right ear, left ear, mouth, penis, and anus. Okay. But you have to elaborate it as mentioned in the text, as mentioned in BR School of Yoga. Yeah, proceed.
You can see the nadis picture here. How the nadis, the energy is flowing, Hasta Jiva, how it started, from where it is. Gandhari is a left eye. See, these are like top 10 important, but they are very nadis. Hasta Jiva, right eye. Gandhari, Hasta Jiva, right ear, Pusha. The energy which is passing to the right ear is Pusha. Left ear is Yashashwini. What is his name? Yashashwini. Mouth, Alambusha. Puhu is the genitals. Shinkini is the anus. So these are the four. Some says there are 14 important. Some says 3,50,000. Some says 72,000. As I said, and some says there are 14 important. In that 14 again 10 are important. In that 10 again 3 are important. Like Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. Again in that 3, Sushumna, the central channel is important. It also has Vajranadi, Brahmanadi, and what is the third one?
Chitrini, sir. Chitrini.
Chitra.
Chitra or Chitrini.
Chitranadi. Chitranadi, Brahmanadi, and
Chitra.
Vajranadi.
Vajranadi.
These are the 3 you can write down. This is again in Sushumna has 3. So this is a classification. Sushumna becomes the main road of the prana. The other names of Sushumna you have to remember. According to even in Paschimuttasana benefits, there is this Paschim Vahini. It is also known as Sushumna. Surya Padavi, the path of Sushumna. Brahmarandra, Mahapata, Samshana, Bhulok and Murtilok, Shambhavi, Madhya Marga. Okay, these are the names you can write down. Next, we are going with Pancha Pranas. Pancha Prana concept is from Upanishad, generally from Prashnopanishad they have taken. You know what is Prashnopanishad? Pipalada and six disciples will be there. One will ask one question, how is this world is formed? He will tell, and what are the main things to for the person to live. He says like how this body is running. Then he says there is a prana that is there, and that prana is further divided into pancha pranas. Like I think I explained to you already. Yes. So we'll go just pancha prana concept is from Upanishad. It's a central idea of Prashnopanishad through other Upanishads to talk about pancha pranas. Okay, prana vayu moves through the whole body like the waves of energy. It can be linked to the electromagnetic field where the energy is constant motion. What they are comparing it with the electromagnetic waves. There are 5 main vayus known as prana, apana, samana, udana, and vyana. One second. So there are various process and manifestations of the one vayu, just as the various limbs of a man compressed of the body. like how we just like our the main prana appoints its officials, the similar way these are there. Just give me 1 second. See, here also they have given in detail description. Can you see the figure? The lines. Prana Vayu, in breath, inhalation related to the Ida, pranic absorption, the respiratory system. Apana, the out breath, exhalation related to Pingala. They have given, no need to think much about it. Elimination, responsible for the waste removal from the body. Prana is a nourishment, Apana is a excretion. Samana is a middle breath, the time between the inhalation and exhalation, Sushumna Nadi. Very important, responsible for converting the food into nutrition. Whatever you are taking with prana, the samana will digest, it will give the nutrition. Whatever the waste is there, it will remove through the apana. Can you connect this three with this three? What he is saying is, prana, apana, samana is connected with the three channels. This is what symbolically is representing. Right, what you are doing, you are giving energy, food with prana. That is converted into nutrition by samana. And waste is removed by apana. To awakening kundalini up, breath extension or samana movement in the throat and facial expression, responsible for the upward direction of the movement. If anything has to move up, the kundalini awakening or anything, this udana vayu will help. Vyana, it is responsible for circulation. Whatever the oxygen or nutrition is there, it is responsible. It takes throughout the body. That is a function of who? Mr. Vyana. Samana is related to Sushna, Prana is related to Ida, Apana is Pingala, Udana is awakening of Kundalini. So these are like comparisons, according to which, see, this is yogic point of view. I'll tell a beautiful story for this. Next, according to Chandogya Upanishad, beautiful Upanishad. See, you go read the Upanishad, your different dimensions will open. Some is there in the form of a katha known as Katha Upanishad. Prashna Upanishad is in the form of questions. Always you see it will be a discussion. Very, very beautiful things. Soul is supported by prana. Prana is supported by apana. Apana is supported by vyana. Vyana is supported by samana. How soul is supported? Prana, food, energy. How prana is supported by apana? Or excess is removed. How that excess is removed? Because of the circulation. And that circulation, everything is supported because of some the process happening in the samana. This is about the pranas according to Chandogya Upanishad. Pancha pranas and upaprana. Naga, Kurma, Kirkal.
Abhinav, before we go to Panchaprana, the movement of the pranas, is apana is toward downwards.
I said, sir, you already know.
Yeah, no, 1 minute. Now, when you want to go for a better digestion, the digestion should be better. So, in that case, your apana should move upwards and udana should move downwards.
Prana should move downwards.
Prana should move downwards and apana should move upward. Then it has a better effect of the samana. The result of the prana samana will be better, and that in that case, the digestion will be much better. Please notice.
Perfect, sir. Perfect.
This point of discussion will come in the Panchaprana. Come on, state about Panchapranas. Usha, Lunge, Panchapranas discussion. Teaching topic, Panchapranas. Then they'll go, okay, then what is the function of apana? What is the function of udana? Okay. How can a better samana takes place? How can the better digestion takes place? Okay.
And
This question one after one will come. Okay. When you have a teaching topic, so you should be fully aware of that. Okay. Next, chalo.
yeah. And from Shiva Samhita, you can quote this really great. Hudai prano, Gudai apana, Samana Nami Mandale, Udana Kantadeshastu, Vyana Sarva Shariragaha. This is a sloka given in Shiva Samhita about Panchapranas.
You have written there. You have written here. Shiva Samhita sloka.
I have to check.
You are not written here, na?
No. Just for them, for the additional I am telling.
Okay.
Okay. Naga Kurma Kilkal Devatattu Dhananjaya. First I said it's a reptile, first three things, and there are reflective actions. If you see, what is Naga? Naga is a reptile, Kurma is a reptile, Kirkal is a reptile. Reptile actions will be done, means reflective force. Responsible for the hiccups, burping, bleaching, throwing, stretching. See, why we do hiccups? The abdominal pressure, whatever is it, will come out. So it's a reflex action or the protective action. What is burping? You see, any of this you see, they are like reflex actions. They are helping you from some issue. They are defending you. If something in excess, you are getting excess gas, what happens in burping? You will release it. Next, Kurma stimulates blinking of eyes. If some dust is coming, what happens? Immediately you will blink. If you feel your this one eyes are irritating, then automatically you blink. So you are protecting your eyes. Control movements of eyelids. The size of iris. Control intensity of light. And also remind me about iris. I'll tell. Kirkal. Generates hunger, thirst, sneezing, coughing, reaction to pain. What is that? Hunger, thirst, sneezing, coughing, and reaction to the pain. Devadatta means sleeping and yawning. Dhananjaya means produces film, produces nourishment, lingers immediately after the death. So these are the 5 upapranas. Clear? I'm not already I told no, so I'm not going into deep. Sir, you can stop. I'll discuss few things.